Hey guys, thank you for checking out our YouTube channel. My name's Sean Ullers. I'm the founder and chief instructor of Pinnacle Combat Arts. I'm an expert in military combatives, Bruce Lee's Jeet Kune Do, Filipino Kali, Silat, several grappling arts, and advanced tactical firearms. Today, we're gonna be working on Contra Sumbrada Part 2. Let's get started. So now what we're gonna do, we worked on the Contra Sumbrada, the 3-part with the drop stick. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add in the other aspects of the drill. So what do I mean by that? So what we do is we start off by adding a different attack on one aspect of the Contra Sumbrada drill. So instead of doing, when you do the 4, instead of doing a drop stick, we're gonna change it to several different other ways of handling it. The first one is going to be what they call outside low wing. The outside low wing is simply where instead of my stick being up like this and going in for a drop stick, I'm going to have my stick come around like this and handle the attack on the outside position. Now, why do we do this? It's based on where our stick is at that moment in time. Maybe I'm in the middle of an attack and all of a sudden they attack me on this side. And all of a sudden my stick is not where I can just go straight down. Maybe my stick is on this side of my body, and it'd be better for me to handle that attack if I just do what we call low outside wing, okay? So here we go. So the first thing we do with our partner is you're gonna practice the movement. So when he does this 4, I'm gonna just bring my stick around and I'm gonna go on the outside just like this. My hand's gonna go in and I'm gonna check. Just like last time, it's all about timing. Timing is the key here. So if you see the attack early, you can cut the arm and then check. But if you're a little bit late or right on time, you will have to be able to engage the weapon. Because if I try to engage here, but he's already this close, he's gonna cut me, okay? So 1 for the arm and cut, and then 2 is to the weapon and cut and pass, okay? So that's the way we want to do it. So again, when you work in the mirror by yourself, you'll take your stick, you can put it on the left side of you, like as if you're doing a number 2 with the stick. You circle and you check, just like this. 1 and 2, 1 and 2. If I was here, I would just do a drop stick. But if I'm here, I'll do it here. Or maybe I'm even at a number 3. Maybe I'm at a position where my stick is here and somebody attacks me on this side. I go, oh, there it is, okay? So with your partner, what I'll do is he's gonna feed me and then I go into position. Now notice this right foot's back, so I have to handle it. Then I go back to position, he feeds me again. Boom, just like that. So you wanna do this over and over and over again with your partner to learn how to deal with that attack, okay? All right, and then sometimes you can also practice getting there a little early and you go against the forearm like that, see? Okay, just like that, okay? So those are the 2 exercises. Now we're gonna put it into the Contra Sumbrada. So he gives me number 1, I do a roof, he does an inside deflection, and now I do the low wing. I cut that weapon and I come back. Now notice how I come back. When I go to this position, I wanna bring my weapon up and then back in right away. I don't want to make any kind of thing where I'm do any kind of fancy nonsense like I've seen before. I want you to go straight up and then right in, and he does the roof, and then we go into the other side. He does the same thing, outside low wing. So right there, outside low wing, 1, 2, 3, outside low wing, 1, 2, 3, outside low wing. So that is the outside low wing. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add in a new one and a new line of attack. What do I mean by that? Well, instead of them feeding a number 4, what's gonna happen is they're gonna attack at this other line. You have to understand that there are many different lines that somebody can do. Once I go to the other side like this and I'm chambered here, okay, I can attack at a diagonal up, horizontal across, or diagonal down. Now, the two that we've been working on, the drop stick and the outside low wing, can all be handled by the low diagonal up or the horizontal across. But the number 2, we're gonna handle it a little bit different. And the first one I'm gonna show you is called the shield. The shield, it's as if you're holding a weight in your hand and you're doing a curl like this. You're gonna take your weapon and you're gonna go up just like that until you get to just above your head, right above your head, where this is gonna protect you from, and the angle can be changed just so slightly based on the angle of the horizontal strike. But you can technically, you just want to bend your wrist just a little bit. That'll be good enough for now. And then this hand comes out and you check. You always want to check, okay? So we go 1 and then check. 1 and 2, just like that. 1 and 2, all right? So I bring in my partner. What he's gonna do is he's just gonna feed me. So the next thing, after you've done that several times in the mirror and you've gotten that down, this mechanics, it may look simple to you in the video, but you've got to get in front of the mirror and you've got to practice this hundreds of times, even thousands of times, to get the basics from this, so that when you work with a partner, it comes much more, it's a lot more natural, and you're developing attributes, okay? So when he does it, I'm going here, boom, and I'm checking just like that. Again, and I check, just like that. So notice when I'm here, I'm slightly crossing with his weapon. You see that? Let's do it on this side. Boom, just like this, okay? So my stick is crossing his stick. That's very important, okay? So after you've done repetitions where you isolate, which is called a bisidario training. A bisidario training is where one person feeds the other person angles of attack over and over and over again, so they get familiar and understand the pressure, the line familiarization, the distance, the range, all that stuff, your targeting system. You have to make sure all those things are in play before you can even start doing the actual Contra Sumbrada, okay? Then what's gonna happen is you're gonna go back and forth with the shield. So what happens is he feeds me a 2, just like this, and I'll bring my stick over my head, and then he's gonna, when he does that number 2, he brings a stick up, and then he shields. See that? And then he brings his stick around his head, and then we go here like that. And I come around, he does the shield, just like that. So this is a nice mechanic. So every single time what's happening is you're bringing your head, or you're bringing your stick around and your hand around, just like that. Okay? So that's the basics of that, performing it that way, okay? Now we can incorporate it into the Contra Sumbrada. So we go number 1, and he comes around, and now he does the shield. Or I do the shield. Now he does the roof. The roof, inside deflection, shield. Roof, number 1, inside deflection, and shield. Okay? All right, so now let's go ahead and do it slow so they can actually see it. So we go the number 1, inside deflection, shield. So right here, 1. So there's the shield, okay? I feed a number 1. He does the roof. He gives me a number 1. I do an inside deflection. I give him a 2 and he shields. Gives me a number 1. I roof. Number 1 inside deflection. He does a 2 and I shield. Roof deflection number 1. Inside deflection number 1. Shield. I roof. He inside deflects. I shield. So that's the basics. You've got to develop over time. You've got to develop. I'm giving you a 3-part series. This 3-part series, you're gonna span this out in a matter of a year even. Okay, that's very important that you understand that it's a progression, so you can develop this. Okay, so then what's going to happen now is we're going to go into the last one of this series. The last one is called the outside deflection. It is if the weapon is pointing up, and I'm going across my body just like this to deal with that number 2 that's coming in and attacking me at this line. I come in like this and I check. So think of it, I always say, think of it as a force field. The point of the weapon sticks up, I go across, I check, okay, and then I go in with a number 1. So outside deflection, number 1, okay, just like that. So outside deflection and check, number 1. And what happens is usually inside the exercise, what's gonna happen is I feed a number 1 to them, okay, and they are gonna do a inside deflection. After I do that number 1, I'm gonna bring my weapon to this shoulder. They come in to attack at this line because this line is open. I'm gonna take that line, I'm gonna in a check, and then I come back with the number 1. So that is the basic way you do it. So now what's gonna happen is he's gonna feed me over and over again doing what they call obesity area training. So 1, and then I can just come back like that. See? So that's outside deflection. So I'm engaging it here, okay? Just like this. And my hand checks, and I bring my weapon back. Do not disengage the weapon without checking. That's very important, okay? Because that energy, even if I do hit the hand, okay? If I hit this hand, even though I do that, that energy is still coming forward, okay? So I need to go boom, just like that. Does that make sense? Okay, I hope so. So, so now we're gonna incorporate it into the Sumbrada. So he gives me a number 1, inside deflection, outside deflection. 1, outside deflection, see that? So there's the outside deflection right there. All right, so go ahead and work that. All right, so those are the 3 aspects added into the Contra Sumbrada. Add those slowly. So let's review it one more time. We have what they call the outside low wing, just like this. You see, outside low wing. Then we have the shield, just like this, okay? Then we have outside deflection. This is what that's called, outside deflection, okay? So you have those 3 parts. Remember that when you do each part of them, think about when somebody attacks you, think about what foot needs to be back. What foot needs to be back? So I'm in this position, I need to make sure that when the attack comes on this side, that side, the foot is back and it goes at a diagonal angle. If somebody's attacking me from this side, I know this side, this foot needs to be back. So it's very important that you engage, your footwork is precise because we have to engage the attack properly to be the most effective. All right, so go ahead and practice and I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for checking out our video today. Like, subscribe, comment down below, hit the bell so you can be notified at new videos that are coming out. Thank you so much for your support. Have an awesome day.